Hello and welcome back. I am the maniacal Dr. Watts. And to start off with, I just want to apologize if you hear any sort of construction work happening in the background. That's one of my neighbors getting their roof repaired. Can't really do much about that. So, let's see. So, just starting off from where we left off last time. So, I improved my Sanskrit. So many words, such little time. I will keep my reference works close at hand. So, that will allow us to now translate Sanskrit and light's dedication. I have spoken the words. Each hour has its color, but color exists only where there is light. I will go where there is light, though it bleaches me like glass. I have advanced a step towards a terrible ascension. Yeah. So we now have dedication enlightenment. We get back our Watchman's Secret. And let's go ahead. And I don't think we need to do a dream. Let's see. Let's go ahead and read this. The Venetian conundrum. When the individual K attends the meetings, black dogs are sacrificed and quartered. When the individual M is in attendance, black mares are found with their throats slashed. I propose that these sacrifices are not necessary, but that our Legion friends may consider them fitting, here with diagrams of the mutilations. Gruesome. And then this is just, I should pick this up, I think. No? Okay. Found a mystical organization. I've begun my true work. The authorities will take an interest in it. I must be ready for them. You've begun to establish your cult. It will need a little more before you can recruit followers. So we get back our hanger on. And we do get a little bit of notoriety. So, choosing our founding principles, tradition and compulsion, old, new, or both together. Add lore to determine the cult's founding principles. I'm not really sure what I should, I guess we'll just go with the Watchman's Secret. So we will establish the Mirror of Glory, an occult society dedicated to the understanding of the light that leaks from a fiercer place. So that will be our doctrine. And we do not have, okay, so we can get ahead, there we go. We don't have much money, mostly because I need to work on... Oh, I should have studied my reason. Okay. No, I don't think... Dang it, I had this erudition. I should have studied it with my reason. So, let's see. Clerks file out in silence. I am free for now. We can go ahead and continue to work at Glover and Glover. So we have, I'll go ahead and put this over here to start off with. And what's the next thing? Our purpose demands we recognize truths that chill the spirit. I must give of myself. I must give my reason. And I forget, do we get No, I don't think we get a second reason back in return for that. So let's go ahead. We're kind of just waiting for things to happen. Yeah. Well, let me see. Medusa's riddle, then, I choose to render as what is not seen. There is another riddle, one I have heard rendered as what may be lost. I will delineate some historic attempts to answer it. These are in themselves, in some sense, sacrifices. So we get an Ecdysites parable? Ecdysius parable? The Ecdysius riddle is what may be lost. Each Ecdysius parable is an attempt to answer the riddle. So that's very handy, and we do get some glimmering. That could be useful. Let's... Oh, I gave up my reason. Okay, so this erudition unfortunately is not going to get to use, but let's go ahead then and study our passion. Read sentimental literature. If I propose to learn anything, I wouldn't be reading this stuff. So next is our first recruit. A cult with one member is only an unusual habit. I must have a recruit. And speaking of that, we might as well start getting new followers. So this is how you'd get new followers. Speak of esoteric matters. Talking publicly about the invisible arts will attract attention. Perhaps that's what I want. So we get our normal money. Go ahead and immediately go back to working at Glover and Glover. Our rise begins. I have founded my cult. This is a step to greater power. Use your cult to recruit and promote followers. Talk with followers about your cult to send them out on cult business. So we have a pawn. This one is loyal but lacks initiative. We get our reason. Watchman's secret. And we get ooh, they changed the art. Temporary headquarters. Our business is private. We could use somewhere more secret. That is interesting. Okay, there was an update while I wasn't looking. And we also get the Mirror of Glory, an occult society dedicated to the understanding of the light that leaks from a fiercer place. Interesting. I like it. Yeah, this is not the original art for this. So, yes, so it is still the talk verb that you use the temporary headquarters with. I wonder then if you can finally upgrade this. It says that only one of this one can exist, and it does have the aspect headquarters. Interesting. So we're working on our second. I didn't pay attention to how long this was supposed to take. The wrong kind of attention. So I believe we have seen this one before. I've passed the time. I've been inclined to tears and afterwards inclined to laughter. Meanwhile, the world continues. We get our passion back and we get a little bit of glimmering. So let's go ahead and we can study these and feed my imagination. The tigers of wrath are wiser than the hours of instruction. If I spend some time studying what I've learned, I could increase my passion and gain a skill. This also makes me wonder if they have improved the, and unfortunately this took our notoriety. I wonder if that means that they have at all improved the scholarship skill. Since I believe that's being talked about, being done. No, go away. I didn't actually want you. Yeah, we've already, I believe I read that last time. So we're getting an acquaintance. Okay, a lot of stuff is happening. So let's go ahead and, so we are getting our money from Glover and Glover. And an adversary. There's always someone who doesn't understand who understands too well. This troublemaker may seek evidence on my activities to share with the authorities. And we have a wary detective. Oh god, I love the wary detective. This gentleman would rather be left alone with his pipe and his illustrated London news. But no, apparently some conjure of abomination has to be hunted down like a mad dog. Fortunately, I can't read all of that. Yeah. Something can find the time. So yeah. Very much enjoy the wary detective. We are restless. And yeah, let's keep on going. So I'm sure that you've noticed I haven't used the dream all too much, mostly because there's some this is how the easiest way to explain is that this is how you make some progress in the game, and I am sort of trying to tread water a little bit. Trysts and interludes. Unfortunately, I didn't get anything of that, but we can now clear my mind. I remember that I was different before, so that's very handy. There are more windows in my soul, but sunlight is not the only thing that passes through a window. Birds? That's the only other thing I can really think of that passes through a window. Or maybe wind? Whoosh. Okay. Let's go ahead and let's study our reasons. That way we can get the scholarship skill. I'm actually very curious about this one in particular. So, let's see. So this is waiting for diligence. As I said, I'm not doing this because I know what happens whenever you continue down this tree. And without extra reason, this will be too difficult to do. And we don't necessarily need it for the moment. Come with me. So, passion, a little bit of mystique. And we get Eldridge, an elegant man of inelegant habits. Habits? Yeah, that's how you say that word. Okay. So, I'm curious. Interrogate, intimidate, beguile, instruct, recruit. It only has the cupboard still, though. Betray and imprison a follower. I find this interesting. And it must have the aspect follower. Okay. Interesting. I don't know how you would improve it. I am very curious about if there's a way to get a better headquarters. Because so far, this is the only thing. And like, the betraying mechanic isn't the best necessarily. I have realized I need you to search the city. Crowded thoroughfares by day, a fog-wrapped labyrinth by night. I'll set my minions to search for opportunities. So we can have them go ahead and start doing that. I forgot to be doing that a little bit. This is just our exotic cravings. And I can talk to you. No, I can't. Okay. So the most I could do right now is just simply recruit. I have cleared my mind. The sun still moves, the wind still walks. My journals are the labyrinth clue. And we have read whatever is to hand. The words contained knowledge. Now I contain it. It is a little like theft, and a little like feasting, and a little like the progress of an infectious disease. So go ahead and throw our reason immediately back in there. I might have found somewhere unusual, and it is the Odysseus Club. A cabaret with an occult reputation. So, neato. Go ahead and immediately start exploring the city some more. That will be helpful, and I guess let's go ahead and try and find some more followers. Okay. So. Yeah. My curiosity is becoming a physical need. My eyes will be thresholds. It is almost time to perform the work and begin the changes, but I must have enough lantern aspect. Exploration might find more. So that's kind of telling us our next goal is to explore and find more lantern aspect. So, a hireling. I found someone who I might pay to enact regrettable necessities. And it is a shifty woman. I get the job done. Okay, woman. Unfortunately, I don't have needs, your particular needs at the moment. So go ahead and get our money back, continue to work. You know what? I meant to actually check something. So we got a second erudition. And we also got more restlessness. This is slowly becoming an issue. And I don't think I have an easy way to get contentment at the moment. We do have some mystique. That's okay. I'm not expecting to get any notoriety soon. So that will just sort of eat our mystique. And we will get a second one. So that's something to be mindful of. We have not yet gotten the scholarship trade. So let's go ahead and just immediately exercise the mind. I have picked up on facts here and there. If I spend some time studying what I've learned, I could increase my reason. So we will get more reason. Looks like we're getting another follower. And that was the hireling. Continue to explore. Explore the city with healthier followers. Explore locations or investigate the possibilities of lore. Investigate the possibilities of lore? Okay, and apparently we have an overlooked place. Oriflamme's auction house. Oriflamme's specialties in curios, perfumes, taxidermy specimens, and rare texts. It operates from a cramped new premise now since the destruction of the old by an unexplained fire. So, we can go ahead and pick that up. And we can't explore. Did this say lore? Oh, an occult scrap. Okay, that's nothing new. Am I missing? Yeah, or locations. Okay. So we'll have you, actually I think, is that it? I believe, I can't remember now. Are we missing any? I don't think so. I will have him go ahead and explore again though. Doesn't really hurt. Get our money. Okay, so I wanted to check. No! This card must have these. Okay, no. That tells us where we can use it. I don't know what to do with the temporary headquarters. I was really hoping that there was a way to upgrade it. But it doesn't seem like. So we can't do it in work. We can't. Like, we can't dream about it. I doubt that we can study it, but I suppose it doesn't hurt to try. This is another hireling. Okay, so I think we can go ahead and hold off on exploring. A trembling in the air. The sun flickers like a shadow. Dreams ripple behind the surface of mirrors. I must be careful not to drift off from the waking world. Fascination may provoke visions. So that's... let's see. My mind, the library. So I have gained the skills scholarship. I am flush and clever. I am flush with clever quotations. Not too unlike myself. And if I continue to study my reason, I might actually be able to pick up another one. I think we are still going to hold off on diligence here for the moment. And we got Neville! Neville pauses before he speaks and flinches easily. He laughs whenever he thinks you've made a joke. Neville's great. I don't really know why. Just look at his face. He's a good boy. Oh no. So we can't... So I do tend to play this slow. I kind of want to try out a more faster try. And you can't explore the temporary headquarters. I wonder... Okay, this is kind of what I was worried about too. Okay, so I don't know if there's an easy way to upgrade this. Now, what I was worried about was this. Bleak thoughts, dark days. I must be careful not to let doubts creep in. Dread may provoke full-fledged despair. Now, what this actually means is that 3 sets of dread will turn into despair. And it will take this second dread, and we only have that. We could try the Odysseus Club. Explore the city, or no, that's just saying, yeah, so we need entry. And we can either use money, or Socha Amavasia? Oh boy. The iconic, energetic, bright-eyed, unblinking owner of the Odysseus Club. So if we meet the owner, we can also gain entry. But I think we will go in as a patron. The interest is lost beneath soft drapes of crimson cinnabar and incarnadine. Wow. Above the door, the club motto, Ingi rum imis noc te et consumi mor igni. It has been rendered as, in tonight's circle we fly until the fire enjoys us. Well, oh. In tonight's performance, Amethyst, a net-wielding hunter, pursues a veil-winged woman through the murmuring maze of leaf-clad dancers. Each movement is underwater slow. So, this is kind of the thing that we're worried about at the moment. So what we need is we need to find some contentment. So we got some additional erudition, and we'll have to immediately combine, so you can combine them to exercise the mind. And this gives us, I believe we've already done it for this, but this gives us an upgraded version. And I did get, the lights go down very gradually as the performance ends. There's no applause. We each drift into the street alone with our dream. So, we got contentment, but we also got some fascination. Light leaks through the cracks. My mind is brighter than it ever was. The higher I rise, the more I see. So, we are slowly losing our mind, but the good news is we can get rid of our dread. Okay. And what are we studying? Oh, right, we're combining those. I do want to try to work this skill, see if it'll let me. If that ends up working, we might actually end up quitting our job at Clever and Clever. It's not that it's arguably one of the best jobs. So painting has the drawback. This is the upgraded version that this will allow you to do better painting, but it has the drawback that it tends to just create way too many cards. And this allows you to do the upgraded version of the unskilled labor. The issue with that is that, for one, it does simply just give you more vitality, but it also has the drawback of it only gives you 1 funds, and we kind of need to be creating more than that. So you cannot work it. You cannot work the skill. It's still specified. Oh, this currently only allows you to increase reason further. Dang it. Could have actually read the card to find out that it doesn't do what I was hoping it did. Okay. That's fine. They are talking about giving this something... I believe they were talking about giving this something beyond just increasing reason. So, that is something I look forward to doing. Can we get back to the worried detective? This unfortunately is now going. Despair is the wolf that devours thought. You can defeat despair by feeding contentment. Otherwise it will destroy you when it reaches 3 dread. So we got erudition, a lesson learned. And let's try to continue to upgrade our reason. And we get fleeting remembrance. Now, if we do this with reminders, the doors of vision swing wide. A little darkness will mellow my light. Even dread has its uses. And we now have composure. So I think maybe we want to find... Normally what I like to do is go on recruiting runs. So we'll continue to pick up more of these guys. Okay. So we don't have anywhere to explore. Get back our money. So we do need to find contentment. Now I am worried about going to the Dice's Club again. For one, we don't have much funds at the moment. And 2, this doesn't always work out. Although, I'm not sure if it will ever actually... I'm pretty sure it will sometimes create dread, which is the thing that we really don't want to happen at the moment. We are only at 1, so I am content with letting that just kind of tick down, but it is something that we need to keep our eye on. So additional erudition. The words contain knowledge. Now I contain it. So you'll continue to read whatever is on hand. And I think once we get to 3 reason, we will go ahead and start improving our position at Clever and Clever. A patron. We can learn from each other. Interesting. A day for new patrons. So, this is, depending on who it is, this could be helpful. Continue to work at Clever and Clever. We have this going on up here. Okay. Let's see. So we don't have any... I don't think we have anything we necessarily need to be dreaming about for the moment. Well, I guess we could go ahead and the moonlit road. I know this dream. A road crests a hilltop and the air is silver bright. But now it wants the lure. Or it will also take away the road. Oh, I didn't know that you could use... Oh, yes. Okay, that does make sense. If we put in this, the bleached way. I could sleep in a room without colors, bleach the sheets, whitewash the walls, dye my hair, and paint my skin. So, we will now study these two eruditions to put them together to create a second erudition lesson learned. With the goal of increasing our the amount of reason that we have. So, we have Dr. Ibn al-Adim, I believe that's how you pronounce that, called the Alapine, has the interest in overlooked history. He could use your assistance. Now, there is an interesting thing to note here. Now, he teaches Aramaic, which, that's helpful, but if you look here, aspect mortal. The long habit of living, it is fit. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Big words. Can't. Too hard. But the important thing to notice here is aspect mortal. Aladim, are you not mortal? He seems to not be mortal. Very interesting. This is something that is particularly interesting. That we are now in the presence of an immortal. Unfortunately, we're just gonna go down there. Okay. Making sure to keep our eye on that. We have exotic cravings. Okay. Almost have our second lesson learned. And as I said, we will continue to find more people. And, oh. Okay, we got our second erudition lore. So now, exercise the mind, wiser. Knowledge is a city, wall built stone by stone. Knowledge is a city wall built stone by stone, but what waits in the darkness beyond the walls? Why would we need a fortress except that we had something to fear? And the bleached way. Color exists only where there is light, and the wood is the place where light does not walk. In the dream, I close my eyes and walk, stumbling, bruising my feet and knees. At last, the undergrowth before me grows too thick to pass, and when I open my eyes, I am adrift amongst black trees. Shadows flutter, my feet will know the way back to this place. So, we get back our Watchman's secret. We get a buzzing in the brain. Igirum emis nocte et consumi snip snip snip. And that is a second order influence. We get our passion back, and we get weigh the wood. And this is just simply saying that we've learned the way to the path. So yeah. So it looks like, let me see. Do we want to explore? And with that, next time, we will enter the wood. Now I pass before scar-baked trees. The moon passes behind branches, though her fingers remain in my hair. I am stumbling over roots now. It is tempting to drop to all fours, to avoid the low branches. Pale wings move deep in the night.